Imagine hiking through the wilderness, a forest of sorts with wild animals and marine wildlife at your fingertips. You may find it hard to believe, but you can experience all of this just 6 hours from Atlanta.
We're on Cumberland Island National Seashore. It was created about 1972, and it does have a lot of history here, going back to the Timucuan Indians and through the plantation era. And then of course the Carnegies owned about 90% of the island, built quite a few large homes, cottages what they call.
The Cumberland Island National Seashore is located on Georgia's Atlantic coast near the old colonial seaport of St. Mary's. The island's named by Georgia founder James Oglethorpe in honor of the Duke of Cumberland.
We get about 40,000 visitors a year. The park is limited to 300 visitors per day, so that gives folks a better experience without crowds.
The northern two-thirds of the island is a federally mandated wilderness area. No cars are allowed unless they belong to long-standing property owners or the Park Service. So sightseeing by foot has for years been the only way to experience the live oaks, Spanish moss, palmettos, and miles of pristine beaches. At least until Georgia Congressman Jack Kingston of the 1st District stepped into the fight.
Representative Kingston did pass a law in 2004 that created a transportation system, and after some planning and some finances and things, we finally got it going in August, and it's doing very well. We run 2 vans a day. Each one carries about 10 passengers.
While you're walking along Cumberland, it's pretty common to encounter some of the wild horses that live here and huge wild turkeys. We're told there are also white-tailed deer, wild hogs, and armadillos. You may also see some alligators. This is the largest barrier island on the coast of Georgia. 16 miles of undeveloped beaches, beautiful sands, no homes right along the water. Easy to see why for so many years this has been the home to so many of the rich and famous. During the 1900s, Thomas Carnegie of the famed Carnegie family owned the island. He built Dungeness, a 59-room mansion in the style of a Scottish castle. Dungeness burned in 1959, but a trail runs from Dungeness to the ruins.
Well, this would be the bedrooms.
And another property on the area, built by Thomas Carnegie for his daughter's wedding, Plum Orchard. Welcome to Plum Orchard. The home and the 38 acres surrounding it were donated to the National Park Service back in the 70s. This home, perhaps owned by one of the richest families in the United States, is now a tourist attraction.
And that was the beginning of Cumberland Island National Seashore, and it's just grown since then.
It's only 4 or 5 hours, depending on how fast you drive from Atlanta, and it is just easy to get to. And where do you get to go to an isolated island a few hours from your home?
Life jackets are available on the ferry.
I don't think we should tell anybody. It's a secret. The more people know about it, the more people will come, right? No, it's just it's just a magical place, and getting up and seeing the sunrise, amazing.
Diana Noller and Scott Barisi are regular campers here at Cumberland Island. They love the chance to get back to nature and enjoy the great outdoors with family and friends. Do you know you're going to live in a tent for a couple days? What do you think of that?
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. The ferries run twice a day, 9:30 in the morning and 11:45 in the morning. You have to make reservations. It's about $20 for adults, and it takes about 45 minutes to get to the island. But once you get there, there's so much to do and see. First stop, walking tours. Second stop, the Sea Dock for campers.
We like to camp in comfort, so we have brought everything we can that wasn't nailed down to the house. And the only thing that would make Cumberland Island a little bit better is if they had people to help us get it onto the island. Other than that, we're having a great time. It's just the getting it to the campsite that kind of wears you out.
Rangers tell us visitors here to Cumberland Island all have to stop here at the First African Baptist Church. Besides being a place where African Americans worshiped while here living on Cumberland Island, this is also the place where John Kennedy Jr. and his wife Karyn Greer were married. The First African Baptist Church was built in the 1890s for African American workers here on the island. The plaque says it was established in 1893 and then rebuilt in the 1930s. The secret wedding of John Kennedy Jr. and Karyn Greer was held the evening of September 21st, 1996. The 40 guests included Ted Kennedy, Caroline Kennedy, and her husband, Edwin Schlossberg.